how do you guys feel about a time clause in an offer?
What side of the offer are we on? I feel like it's very different for either side.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think either way it's a little bit tough.
it
Yeah.
kind of sucks no matter what. But
If it's a property that's been sitting,
an offer's
an
better
offer
than
comes
nothing.
in.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, in my opinion, it increases the desirability a little bit more. A buyer out there knows another buyer wants it, and if
Yeah.
they want it,
Yeah.
they got to take action too.
Yeah. But I also tell clients, like on the buyer side, before we see it, like this house does have a 48-hour clause like in place. So you could love it. We could write them an offer, 50 grand over what they took. And like contractually, you might not end up with the house because they could waive it, right? Like, which we see happen, not always, but they could. So as long as you know that going in, we'll go see it. And sometimes they don't want to go see it.
Yeah, for sure.
I advise on that though too, like if it has been sitting, like what are the odds of us bumping them out? If they're pretty good, like let's go. But if
And I feel like the agent sometimes gives you an
Yeah.
idea,
Oh,
right?
100%.
They're like, definitely show it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
right, if you
Check
like
it
it.
out.
I've had it like where I represented the seller, and it was really frustrating because we were sitting on an offer with a time clause for, I think it was getting close to like 3 weeks a month. Got another offer in, invoked the time clause, and they waived right away. And I was like,
Yeah.
you could have waived this whole time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Was that my clients? Because that happened with us on
did
a
it?
deal. Yeah,
well, then, yeah, sure, it was your clients. I wasn't gonna name names.
yeah. It might have been.
No, honestly, no, I actually don't remember it as being you, but yeah, obviously it can happen, and I'm really horrible at holding a grudge.
Even with your husband.
Even with my husband.
Have you guys ever beat a time clause though? Because man,
Yes.
those feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, those feel good when your client
Absolutely.
gets in there.
Yes.
Like, I'm sure it sucks to be on the other
Yes,
side.
for sure.
Yeah.
But man, when you like, they see it and they love it, and you're like, oh, there's a time clause, and you're like, you gotta move. You like gotta move now. But when that comes through, is like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
you get
Yeah.
that message. The other party backed out. Woohoo!
Yes.
It's always very kind of them when they do it quickly, like when
Yeah.
you're within an hour, but I've had it where
Oh,
the
drag
people
it out.
take the full,
Wait the whole
whatever, it's like
time.
48, 72 hours, right?
Yeah.
Leave it till the last minute, which is
It's like you haven't been able to figure it out for 3 months. What are you gonna do in
Yeah.
a day?
Yeah.
Some people do.
Your clients apparently.
or they're in a position where they were likely going to waive it, and you know what I mean, like they wanted that extra security, and then it's like, okay, we're losing the house, just kidding, we're going to waive it. We
Yeah,
don't
for
need
sure.
the
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But yes, as representing buyers, same thing as you. It could be a long shot. See what happens.
Yeah.
I would say statistically though, like it's almost been a 50-50 for me. Like representing
Yeah.
that buyer coming in, you just never really know which way it's gonna go.
No,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like those ones hurt a lot though. Like if clients do put in an offer on a time clause and the original takes the house, because like lots of times you're doing all the back end work to still get the house, right? Like you're still doing the financing, you potentially you're doing a home inspection, like you're doing all that work, and then the other people still get it, and then it's like, ugh, like
Drag.
yeah.
We
kind
should
of
maybe explain too what a time clause
Yeah.
actually is, because I realize we're talking shop, but like not everybody knows. So
And
Good point.
I find that the public doesn't really get it.
Yeah.
Like
And when
doesn't
they're put in
understand.
too, right? Like
Yeah.
what's the easiest way to explain it?
Use it as like the house sale, because I feel like that's the most common one. Where you
Say you're a buyer looking to buy a house, but you have a house to sell. You write your offer and you include a condition that is typically going to take longer than a normal condition, so subject to the sale of your existing property. Usually what will happen in Manitoba,
Yeah.
in this market at least, where it's a seller's market and things sell quickly, is the other agent will counter you with what we call a time clause, and it will give your buyer an opportunity to essentially have first right of refusal on the property. So they'll accept your offer, but they can continue to offer the property for sale.
Yeah.
If another offer comes along that they deem acceptable, it doesn't have to beat your number.
No.
It can be any number. Then you are given a time period for that first right of refusal, essentially, to either proceed with the sale, waive your condition, and take the gamble, or back out without penalty and get your deposit back. So,
And it's
did I
typically
explain that clearly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's typically a 48-hour window. That's why we always call it a 48-hour clause.
Yeah.
Pretty frequently.
Yep.
We do say time clause once in a while, but it's almost always
48 hours, yeah.
Fairly standard.
I always say time clause to clients because when that period begins is where it gets confusing
Yeah.
for them. Like if I say 48 hours, they think they have it in 48 hours.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
So I always just say it's right of refusal, and then I only, like, once we're actually figuring out the logistics, I say time. But yeah. And hopefully people don't wait that full 48 or 72. Like I've done a 12 too. But yeah, hopefully they don't wait that whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
Representing buyers in this market, I've had a lot of discussions about it is a condition we can write, but even with saying we're willing to accept a time clause, it's still highly unlikely we're going to be successful with this condition.
And that's what I was going to say is I've been in real estate for 10 plus years now. And in that 10 plus years, the majority of that time has been a seller's market. So I haven't, like I've worked with time clauses. I know what they are. I've done them. I've seen them, all those sorts of things. But we don't deal with them on a daily basis because they're not overly common in the seller's market.
No, for sure.
That's true.
Like I wish there was an easy way to search all of our sales to give like actual numbers of how many successful time clause sales
that would be
we
interesting.
have.
That would be interesting.
Because
That's a lot of data to run through though.
it's a lot of data, but I would guess it's low. It's like maybe
Well, hopefully
10.
2 more right away, okay?
Yeah, you have some in the works. It is more common in rural property too.
Yeah.
That is something because things move slower.
Well, and
so
for
we
the
could do
seller,
more.
right? Like you're just giving yourself more options. So when you're putting in, it makes sense for the seller. Like,
and honestly, on both sides, like I have one that's with the seller right now and one with my buyer. And you know ahead of time that you will be putting in a time clause with it. And both situations, it was very fair to include a time clause. So it is what it is.
So
I don't look at it as a bad thing.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to say, let me throw this at you. If you are writing an offer that you know should have a time clause, are you putting it forward?
Never.
no.
Yeah, good question.
Because you never
'Cause
know.
hopefully
They
it
could-
depends on situation. Like
Yeah.
if we're in competition and I'm doing everything I can
Yeah,
to make my offer
okay,
more
yeah.
competitive, yes. But I have
Otherwise,
snuck
no.
an offer. I have had an offer accepted, subject to the sale of a home.
And
It's
they
only
forget.
happened once,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
forgot to counter with a time clause.
For sure.
And great for my buyer.
Exactly.
Amazing for your buyer.
Amazing
Great
for
for
your
my
buyer.
buyer. They had a month to sell their
Yes.
house, and there was nothing
No
that
comp.
seller could do.
Yes.
Yep.
But that was the seller's agent
Fault.
problem.
That was-
yeah. And
That sucks for
that's
that.
why
That
good
does
representation matters.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
But it
something.
can happen, and I would have been doing my client a disservice if I had just automatically put it in.
sure.
I told
100%.
him we're going to be countered with this, and then when we weren't, I said,
Yep.
sign. Sign this fast.
Sign this now.
Yeah.
Hurry up quickly. Before they can amend this.
Yeah,
sign this.
sign this, but it can happen. But like that's
Most,
Yeah.
most agents know, and like
Yeah.
they're like, well, we'll be counter, like ahead, like we're gonna be countering you with a time clause. Yeah, we kind of figured, like you know what I
also-
mean? Yeah.
I've also had it a few times where you don't put in the time clause and then the other agent is like blatantly offended
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you did not. It's like, did you think I wouldn't see? It's like,
Yeah.
no, but I gotta try, man. I gotta
Working in the best
try.
And that's on your end too,
Yeah.
like on their
Yeah, for
end
sure.
to include it, right? So
If you missed it, that's a you problem.
yes,
So,
exactly.
yeah, I always find that funny when you can hear the tension and you
Yeah.
can tell they're upset and you're like, I'm just playing, man. I'm
Yeah.
just playing.
Yeah.
well, at the end of the day, your job is to get your client.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, for sure.
So
Yeah, there's nothing like underhanded or shady about it. This is our
No.
offer.
Yeah.
We have the opportunity to present you an offer you may accept. That's what we're giving. If you like some parts of our offer, that is why it's called a negotiation. It's not, yeah. Time clauses, yeah, they're fun.
So fun.
Yeah.
The waiting game's the funnest
The
part.
waiting
right,
game.
I also find it's hard too to like, I have to like when you have a client to explaining it to them on the buyer side, like before you go, like we see, okay, if there's an accepted offer, trying to explain that to a buyer, like
Who's never seen
who's
one?
never seen
Yeah.
one and doesn't
It is
really get it, like
confusing, yeah.
it is very confusing, and I'm like, this is hard to wrap your head around, so don't
Yeah.
feel like it isn't, but let me paint the picture for you, and I try to like, okay, if someone came in when like, like, and
Yeah. I think
tell them the whole thing, but
most buyers see it's like sold.
Yeah.
So why
Yeah.
are they still offering
Yeah.
it as a sale, right? They don't
Yeah.
quite grasp that concept, but
yeah.
Yeah, and there's many ways to structure it too, right? Like there's the time clause that says essentially this period only starts, this 48-hour window only begins from when the other offer becomes unconditional.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they
Which
have to
makes
have worked through
sense.
home inspection, they
Yeah.
have to work through financing. But the other form that we can use says we can invoke at any point.
Yeah.
Right.
So the other offer might be conditional still. You got to make that judgment call of whether or not.
Well, and on the seller side, are you like, that's a gamble too, right? Like
100%.
ideally you want it where all
You
the
could
conditions are
lose.
met.
right.
This
Yeah.
initial buyer.
And I get it though, it comes down to situation because I've had it where it was 10 grand more, right? So do they want to force and try and push the first buyer out quicker? I've also had it reverse where I represented a buyer that really wanted a property but was insistent on having this time clause. So we talked about writing an offer that was higher
Yeah.
than list, even though we weren't competing.
Yeah. Just in case.
Just,
And then when they did get another offer, they were like,
no, we're good.
yeah, we'll
Yeah.
wait.
Doesn't
We-
compare to the
yeah.
first one. Yeah.
and like those people by the time like that second offer came in, like their house was conditionally sold. So like,
it was-
you know,
yeah,
but it
it
was
worked
worth
in their
the risk
favor.
versus reward was worth it.
yeah,
But yeah, there's some strategy there
for
too.
sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
certainly.
absolutely there is.
And those different time clauses can come into play when the buyer's agent is writing in the 48-hour clause, right? So
Yeah.
most likely you want, as a buyer's agent, you want the one that isn't
Unconditional for
It's
the next.
unconditional.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
exactly.
sure.
Yeah.
Make the next group work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, you got to make sure you read that line, fine print,
Do you guys have one that you use over the other, or it's very situational?
situational. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you tend to use one as opposed to a buyer's agent and a seller's agent? You
If
have
I'm
one-
representing the seller, they need the option. Like I want them to be able to decide if we wait for this other offer to become unconditional or if we can accept it conditional. Yeah, you're hurting your seller otherwise, I think, if they don't have the option. Because you can still make the call. It doesn't mean that, because I've had it where we accepted the one where it can be conditional or unconditional, and then we make that judgment call as to when that 48-hour period starts, right? But if you have the other one, you've only got one option kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Cooling off, like if it's a condominium, I've had that. That's a little more awkward because no matter what, there's 7 days,
Yeah.
right? So that one is a little bit trickier because it's riskier as to when to invoke. But and usually your first buyer has already made it through that 7 days,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
Wasn't there? Did one of you guys recently have a condo that was like it had passed the cooling off period, but still had a time clause on it? Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
And yeah, that was my buyer, and they didn't end up getting the condo.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a scary one because you've already burned your
Yeah.
the 7-day cooling off period is an interesting condo play as it is, but man, both of those that offer would have been messy.
well,
And the buyer had a condo to sell.
Right.
So it would have been like 7 days and 7
so
days.
messy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And a
That's
cooling off
that's a
period.
Yeah.
messy one.
Oh man,
Yeah.
there's nothing like when we work on time is of the essence. There's nothing worse than like something forcing you to slow down.
Yeah.
Like just dragging the process out longer. Like, okay, you're stressed now, but wait 5 days.
Yeah.
See how stressed are you gonna be then?
Yeah.
Like, oh man, those things are tough.
And like other tricky things too is deposits, right? Like as a seller's agent, I do prefer to know that money is deposited,
Right.
waiting.
Yep.
However, it sucks for the buyer because now this money is tied up for them. Even
Yeah.
if buyer A proceeds with the sale within that, we're still saying 48 hours, I'm going to change it to 12,
Yeah.
let's say, then that money is tied up for another 10 business days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
can get
tricky.
tricky,
It's a
yeah,
lot to
for sure.
navigate.
It
Make
is.
sure you are using a professional that knows
Yeah.
Knows
how to
what-
navigate
yeah.
because
Exactly.
I feel like there's a lot of situations that come up
Yeah.
with time clauses,
sure.
but they do work. They do work.
Yep.
You're always protecting someone. That's the point.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, you're right.
they're there for a reason. It's not, yeah. You don't want to get yourself in trouble in the contracts. Just know what you're reading and know what you're signing.
So not necessarily yay, not necessarily nay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how we answer every question.
Well, you almost have to though because there's no
So
cut and
case
dry.
specific,
Yeah, and
yes.
it's no like, it's everybody's situation is different, right? So if it was just like we wouldn't negotiate. Like
Yeah.
you would have nothing to negotiate. Be like, I want this for this price. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Like it just be done, right? It's
Ever changing.
ever changing.
Depends on the client, risk versus reward, all those little
Yeah.
evaluations you have to make as you go. Yeah, that's
For
fair.
sure.
Welcome to the world of real estate.
Yeah.
Yeah.